good evening, everybody. Everybody having a blessed Sunday. I'm making this video retaining to Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and I'm giving strictly 100% facts that the media don't give you when it comes to how great Michael Jordan is, which set Michael Jordan away from LeBron and any of these other cats in today's league. The only reason why these cats are going to pass Jordan when it comes to points is because they play more games, and Jordan took those 5 years off. Minus those 5 years of retirement twice due to the broke foot. His first year, his second year in the league, he missed 66 games. And when he retired in 94, 93, and came back in the end of 95. So that's a year and a half. He missed 2 years almost. And then he missed 3 years when he retired in 98 and came back in 01. So that's 5 years altogether, which means that's a total of almost 500-something games. So if you take that into consideration, LeBron came out of high school at 18 years old, and he's in a weak Eastern Conference going to the finals every year without the hand-checking rules. It would make it easier for them. So if you switch them, and Jordan was doing the same thing he was doing, Jordan had about 10 championships in every record there is, and it would be ridiculous, to the point all his records would be unbreakable. But the point I'm saying is, everybody talking about LeBron's greatness. LeBron's great, but I think his legacy is overrated. And I'm not calling him overrated by no means. He's 6'8", 270-pound freak of nature. And it's amazing what this man do. I never seen nothing like it. But I'm going to break down some facts to y'all when it comes to LeBron and Jordan. Nobody talking about, everybody talking about LeBron, this, LeBron, that, and these so-called professional analysts who's making all this money is full of some of the most, I don't know how they got a job being professional analysts. Because some of them just buys based off films like Shannon Sharp, Colin Coward, and Nick Wright. I would love to go on their show, and I would call all of them out. And I hope this goes spiral. I would love to go on their show, and I would let them talk. And I respect Shannon Sharp. He knows the sports, and he's a great football player. He's a great person. But when it comes to basketball, he has no clue. He's clueless, and I said this. He go based on his films on LeBron. But I'm going to give facts. This is how great Michael Jordan was. His team. And every time about Jordan had great, yeah, Jordan had, again, this is what makes Jordan great. Jordan had better teams than LeBron, but LeBron had more stars and more talent outside role players, outside the star. Jordan had great role players and better teams because that's how great Jordan was. He elevated everybody else's level to that point to make that team great. They had great red role players around him. Jordan had one true superstar that won those 6 championships with him. Dennis Rodman is an all-star, but he's not a superstar. And Dennis Rodman made the Hall of Fame, first Hall of Fame, just off a rebound. But you can't build a team off Dennis Rodman. You can't. Dennis Rodman can't take over a game if you take all them out the game because he's not a scorer. But LeBron had Bosh, Wade, Love, Kyrie. And he had Ray Allen, although Ray Allen was past prime, but still Ray Allen saved him in that night 2013 NBA Finals off of LeBron's miss and a Chris Bosh rebound. Off of LeBron's break in that Finals. And Kyrie saved him 2 years ago when he got that block on the other end of the court against Golden State Game 7 in NBA Finals on Yiki Dollar. But the reason why I'm making this video, everybody wants to talk about LeBron, this, LeBron, that. I'm going to tell you just how good Michael Jordan was, his teams. From 91, 92, 93, and you know he missed those 2 years, that year and a half, and 96, 97, 98, those years he won the championship. This man has only lost 27 games in the playoffs. They went 90-27, those championship years, 90-27. That is unprecedented, and only went to a 7-game twice. That was 92 to the Knicks and 98 to the Indiana Pacers. That's unprecedented. You can't top that. That's why I say. And then it makes so bad. You know how many 60-win teams he beat? I ain't counting the 50-win teams. The 60-win teams he beat in those 6 championship years. Do you know how many 60-win teams he beat in all those years? They didn't beat one the first championship year. They beat the 58-win Lakers team in the finals with Magic. But the next year, you know how many 60-win teams? I mean, for real. And then, of course, 92, he didn't beat a 60-win team either. But 93, he beat 2. He beat Phoenix, and he beat the Knicks. He didn't go to the Hall of Fame. He didn't go to the 7 games, neither one of them. And make it so bad, he beat 3 first ballot Hall of Famers that year. That played on Kevin Johnson, Charles Barkley, and Patrick Ewing. Then I can go to 1996. He beat 2 more 60-win teams. He beat the Orlando Magic, who was coming off the NBA Finals, lost to Houston, who was even a better team that next year. They won 60 games, and he swept them with Shaq and Penny. And Penny would have been the second best point guard of all time, if not good as LeBron, if it weren't for his injuries. And you had Shaq, the most dominant player in NBA history, who he swept in 4 games. And then went to the finals and beat a stacked 64-win Suns team who had Sean Kemp, who would have been one of the best power forwards of all time. He wouldn't have got on drugs, got all fat and out of shape. And then you had Gary Payton, first ballot Hall of Famer point guard, who is really called the best defensive point guard in NBA history, one of the 3-4 best perimeter players in NBA history. That was a 64-win Suns team. They beat them 4-2. You know what I'm saying? And I can go, and then let's go to the 96 year, when they beat the stacked Miami Heat team who won 61 games with two Hall of Famers, Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning. And then you had a Hall of Fame coach, Pat Riley. And then they was a 61-10-win team. They beat them 4 games to 1. And then went to the finals and beat a 64-win Utah team who had the league MVP that year, Karl Malone and John Stockton. Karl Malone got 36,000 points, second most points in NBA history. That's only because Jordan retired twice. And that's the reason why he's the second all-time leading scorer. And then John Stockton, all-time assist leader. They beat them 4-2. Then the next year, they did the same thing. Beat Utah, who's another 62-win team. I say a 62-win team had the best record that year in the league with Karl Malone, John Stockton, by tiebreakers with the Bulls because they swept the Bulls in the regular season. And the Bulls beat them 4-2. That's why I say that's freaking impressive itself. Jordan never went 7 games with not one of them 60 than all the 60-win teams I just named. That's at least 60-win teams, 6-7 win. LeBron ain't barely beat 750-win teams his whole career. That's why I say they want to talk about that. 90-27. Then this one makes it more impressive. This man only in those 6 championship years only went on a 3-game losing streak 1 time. 1 time. That's almost 1,000 games. That's 700 some games. It's not 800 some games. If you only go on a 3-game losing streak once, you know how hard that is? And that was in the 90s. That people consider the best era ever. With the hand check and all the dominant centers and all them Hall of Fames they had. They went on a 3-game losing streak against Phoenix. I mean, not against Phoenix. I take that back. Against the Bullets. The Wizards went over the Bullets. The Sixers and the Milwaukee Bucks in 1991, their first championship year. And you know what that many games they won? They won 61 games. Michael Jordan, after that, he never went on a 3-game losing streak after that, in those 6 championship years. They went 90-27 in the playoffs, and they never go to a 7-game in the finals and beat 4 60-win teams. You feel me? So I want to talk about LeBron. It's LeBron that win more 4-game losing streaks and 5-game losing streaks and 3-game losing streaks more than a baby boo-boo in his pamper. You change a baby's diaper. He got swept this year. He lost 3 straight in the finals, getting in the finals last year. He lost 3-4 straight against the Spurs a couple years ago. I could go on and on and on and on. That's how great Michael Jordan was, but the media don't talk about that. That man had not lost 1 game. That man lost 3 games 1 time his 6th championship year. That was the first 3 games of that 91 season. And then makes no bet, his teams won 60 games 4 times and 70 games once. And first thing, a LeBron fan to say, all these fake clown analysts to say, oh, LeBron analysts say, oh, Jordan won a 27-game win streak. Michael Jordan. See, I let him set this up. I wouldn't even bring it. I let bring that up yet. I let them set this up. Oh, Michael Jordan ain't never won a 77-game win streak. Blah, 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 blah. You're right. He never won a 27 games. The second longest win streak in NBA history behind the Lakers, the Minneapolis Lakers, back in the early 70s, late 60s, whatever. They won a 33-game winning streak. But it's funny because out of that 27-game winning streak, you tell me you only won 66 games? Really? 66 wins is a normal season. Really? Dang. Mike never won a 27-game win streak, but one thing Mike did do, he won 67 games once, 69 games once, and 72 games once. LeBron never did that. It makes it so bad. When LeBron did it, they went to 7 games twice. Jordan already went 7 games twice his whole 6 championship runs. Out of those 6 years championship run, and LeBron went 7 games twice that year alone to Indiana and to the Spurs in the finals. Really? So that 27-game win streak to me is irrelevant compared to Jordan's legacy. Because Jordan won 67, 69, and 72 games. You feel me? So y'all want to talk about that's greatness. 3-game lose streak and 6 championships, that's unprecedented. And these are facts, you can Google this, but the media don't tell you stuff like that. They don't tell you stuff like that. That's how great Michael Jordan is. You know what I'm saying? And the dude's a 6-time league finals MVP. And retired twice, missed 5 years. 5-time league MVP, 10-time scoring champion, averaged 38 times, got 8 50-point games, a 60-point game in the playoffs, averaged the only one that averaged 41 in the final. This went to hand checking rules. The dude had 6 former defensive player of the years to guard him in the playoffs. And still, he torched them and still averaged over 30 in the playoffs. His career averages 33.5 points a game in the playoffs. What's LeBron's? 28. Congratulations. Congratulations. And the only reason he's passing statistically because Michael Jordan took years off and he played more games and more years. And it's taking him more years. He's going to pass Jordan scoring on next year, but it's going to take him 2.5 more years. That's pretty sad. But y'all talk about LeBron. This without the hand checking. And Jordan had to go run all over this place. Lead teams when he lose, quitting his team, go run. And LeBron's defense is overrated. And people say he guards 5 positions. What 5 positions he guard? He don't guard 1 position. You never see LeBron take the task of guarding people's best players. Mike did that. Mike was the best perimeter defenders ever, the best closer ever in the game, and the best one-on-one scorer, other than Wilt Chamberlain. And then I got Kobe Bryant. And I never saw Wilt play, but Wilt had the highest scoring average in the season ever and scored the most points ever. Y'all, people don't realize how good Michael Jordan was, man. And Mike was doing this when you could play, when people was getting clothesline, beat up and everything, when they had true big men in the league, when the game was physical. Ask Cleveland in 1990 when he hit 69, 18, 6, and 5 on them. LeBron never come close to doing that in this weak era. LeBron got 61, 60-point game. And that's against the worst team in NBA history, the Bobcats. Really? So when y'all want to talk stats, these are the stats. Like I said, I hope to God one day I get on one of them shows. And I'm a random dude. They don't even know nothing about me. But I get on there, I know more basketball than these so-called clown analysts who are so biased when it comes to LeBron, act like LeBron a darn female. I said it. He can't hold water to Michael Jordan. And if Michael Jordan then retired twice, Karl Malone, Kareem, or Kobe would have been the all-time leading scorers, the top 3. They played 19, 20 years to get those to where they at. Mike played 14 years, still got 32,000. And yeah, and LeBron's going to pass him this year. It's going to take him 3 years to do it, 3 more years to do it. And if Mike didn't take them years off, Mike in 18 years would have had 42,000 points to Kareem's 20,000 points in 20 years. You do the math. So imagine Jordan would have played 20 years. He probably had 43,000 points because I'm sure he'd have got older. He wouldn't have scored 2,000. He'd have had probably 42, 23,000 points. That'd have been ugly. And he had one more MVPs than Kareem. He would have had the most in NBA history. He already got the most scoring titles. He got more scoring titles than Wade, LeBron, Melo, Curry, and LeBron and Russell Westbrook put together. That's how good this dude is. Half these dudes I just
One right, Junior Panthers.
Case closed.
One right, Junior Panthers.